Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a legacy video every Friday. Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another legacy video, and today I am trying something sweet. I'm playing Dimir Omnitell with this new card, Stock Up. So Stock Up is an addition from Aether Drift, Aether Spin, whatever it's called in the new set. It's a a 3 mana sorcery rather, that is sort of like a fixed, quote unquote, fixed dig through time. Um, we already have various versions of dig through time where they've tried to fix it, like Drawn from Dreams, and there's another one I'm blanking on the name. But this one is, I think, really on that edge. And my early impressions of this is that it is very good. Like potentially problematically good, but we'll see about that. I think blue mirrors could very well devolve into like stock up mirrors, and yeah, like the fact that this has the same mana cost as show and tell is really interesting, and I think plays very well with the soul lands that show and tell wants to play anyways. And I've already I tossed together this list. I looked at old Omni show lists from the Dig Through Time era. Like GP Lil was like high, like peak Omni show era. It didn't win, I think, any GP or anything Omni show, but it was very popular and was very good and played for Dig Through Time. And I like back then we didn't have Atraxa. Atraxa is a pretty amazing upgrade to what Omnishow is trying to do. I like the thing about both Atraxa and Stock Up is that they can kind of ignore draw inhibitors or draw punishers like Orcish Bowmasters or Narset, unlike Gristlebrand, and that's quite important. I am a little bit, or I was at least a little bit concerned about only playing the 4 show and tell. You kind of run into the quote unquote doomsday problem where you only have one combo card. What if you don't find it? So we have 10 cantrips, like 4 brainstorm, 4 ponder, 2 preordain, and I guess 11 if you count the impulse to look for show and tell. And then we also have the 4 stock up, and I think like the way stock up has felt is it keeps your engine revving so incredibly well. It is like a lot better than just a draw 2, right? There are draw 2s for 2 mana and legacy, with some nominal sort of drawbacks, like you lose 2 life with Night's Whisper, or it requires setup with predict, etc. And like un problematic draw twos, or like draw twos with no real drawback, like what's the name? Expressive Iteration has proven to be a problem in Legacy before. We add a mana here, but this deck can power it out as a quote unquote 2 mana spell with at least 2 land drops worth of mana. And it is actually a little bit of a tutor, right? Looking at 5 cards and picking the best 2 is a whole separate effect from just drawing the top 2 cards of your deck. Which, by the way, is also like, I think, pretty much unquestionably, it is better not to draw cards but to put them in your hand in Magic parlance, due to the draw punishers I talked about before. So, anyways, I played 2 leagues. I went 4-1 and 5-0, and it just felt like really powerful, and stock up felt really powerful. It's early days. You never know. Like, people are probably just also not very used to playing against show and tell right now. That's at least what it felt like. But we can also like go through a backdoor of casting Cunning Wish to get intuition to then get 3 show and tells, but that is not a very common play. Just a couple of words on the sideboard. A lot of this is a wish sideboard for Cunning Wish. And there are like 2 traditional routes to win. One is getting shared summons with Cunning Wish and casting it to get Emrakul and Atraxa. The other one is to get Firemind's Foresight, cast that, get another Cunning Wish, the Impulse, and the Brainstorm, and then Impulse and Brainstorm into one of these 9 expensive cards. put that back on top of the deck, and then cast a Cunning Wish to get Release the Ants, and then win like that. Release the Ants wins at instant speed, which is a pretty big deal, in my opinion. That is a pretty big, like, it's an out to several, like, traditional things that beat Show and Tell. Like, you put in Show and Tell, and your opponent puts in an Oblivion Ring effect, something that exiles off a trigger, like Leyline Binding, and you just Cunning Wish with the trigger on the stack and win with everything, like, just with the trigger on the stack. It doesn't beat a like if your opponent goes the One Ring go and then you combo off, you can't win with Release Ants, but you can win, or at least almost certainly win, with Shared Summons. So what you do is you get Emrakul, you get Atraxa. Atraxa draws a bunch of cards. You probably will hit stock up and or more Atraxas, so you can end up like drawing or putting into your hand like most of your deck, and then you will take your Time Walk turn. You will attack. Emrakul's Annihilator trigger happens, so that at least ensures that they lose 6 permanents. Your hand is like the 7 best cards it could be, and you have 22 power plus another Annihilator 6 coming. So sure, there are going to be instances where that can beat you, but yeah, it's not going to happen very often. Also, yeah, Releasing Ants winning at instant speed, also beating Ensnaring Bridge. I do kind of hate being cold to Ensnaring Bridge. I don't think, honestly, we would need Releasing Ants for that, because I think getting Shared Summons and getting one Atraxa trigger, this is if we have, obviously, Omniscience in play. Eventually, because of all of the ways to look at cards and Cunning Wishes and whatever, we will find Cunning Wish and be able to get Sublime Epiphany or Wipe Away and bounce the bridge. But yeah. All right. I think that's enough yapping here. Let's go jump into a league. All right. On the draw for round number 1. And I think I'm going to keep this hand. It's a little bit, I don't know, vulnerable, only having the petals as untapped blue sources, but yeah, let's see here. Our opponent mulligans to 5, and they are a Cavern of Souls deck, naming Wizard, so that makes me think it's probably Cephalid Breakfast. Draw another stock up. I think I'm going to actually just cash one of these petals in for a card and cast stock up here. I'm not going to play out second petal. They can't dazes with only a Cavern of Souls in play. Okay, so I think I take Polluted Delta here, and it's Ponder or another stock up. I think it's another stock up. Any order, and let's pass. Not expecting a wizard deck to be Blood Mooner or something. Okay. This look like Cephalid Breakfast. So they have Cephalid Illusionist, which means they are like 1 turn away from killing us here. Fortunately, oh, that force was good, because yeah, Nomads on core isn't the wizard. Alright, I'm going to play the pedal to be able to play around Daze, which is now live. And I'm going to cast another stock up. And, well, we kind of have everything we want here, except for the Show and Tell. So I'll probably take Ponder and, I don't know, yeah, I'll take Thoughtseize. And I'm actually going to go ahead and Thoughtseize right now off of the Lotus Petal. If they have Daze, it kind of sucks, but I guess I'm willing to take that risk. There's a long pause here on my Thoughtseize. Okay. Brainstorm, Prismatic Ending, and second Cephalid. I'm going to take the Brainstorm. It's a pretty easy take. And pass. With what feels like a pretty good position. Alright, move into combat. I am at 13 here. I'm about to be at 12, and they can play their second Illusionist and actually have meaningful sort of damage on me. And that looks like that is what's happening. Sure, okay. Okay, they have 1 unknown and 1 prismatic ending. And I am a show and tell away from greatness here. I'm going to cast stock up again. There is the show and tell. And guess I'll take another Omniscience. And then I will play Mystic Sanctuary and pass, and I just have to survive this turn. Alright, let's see what they have here. They have some beats, is what they have. And play my land here. I could cast a Ponder first. I'm not really sure what I would be hoping to find here. Or I can cast Show and Tell and be immune to, like, if they were to be playing a Spell Pierce, for instance. I'm gonna just do that. And even if they were to have their other combo piece here, it doesn't matter because they can't, like, Dread Return is a sorcery, so they can't get that. They can't reanimate Thassa that way. Okay, I guess I'll cast my second Omniscience just because it ensures me here, and let's go off. Here's Atraxa. Atraxa finds, oh, it just finds the Emrakul. I'll grab a Force of Will and a land. And then we cast Emrakul, and that's GG's. Pass into my Time Walk turn. Yeah, okay, there we go. Alright, sweet. Well, our opponent didn't mulligan to 5 in that game, so that was lucky for us. It's always a little bit, I'm unsure about, like, if I want Leyline of the Void, because they have the Nadu part of the deck that just doesn't care about Leyline of the Void almost at all. But I am gonna think, I'm at least here on the draw in game 2, I'm gonna bring in the Leylines. I'll cut Preordain. Cutting Impulse is kind of equivalent to cutting the ability to win at instant speed. Not necessarily. By that I mean, if we have no Impulse, then the Cunning Wish for Firemind's Foresight can't find a 2. So we only get, like, Cunning Wish and Brainstorm, and then we only have the Brainstorm in the cards in our hand to find one of the 9, I guess 8, because there's an Omniscience in play in this scenario. We only have the Brainstorm to find a fatty, an Atraxa or an Emrakul or an Omniscience. Whereas if you have Impulse, you have Impulse plus Brainstorm, which is like 7 cards you're looking at instead of 3. But, and I'm just saying this because I think, like, cutting Impulse is one of the things I'm considering here. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Maybe I leave in the Impulse and cut one of the, like, a land or a petal. Maybe a petal. Yeah, I'm gonna try this. There's a world where we want Consign to Memory to counter the Thassa's Oracle trigger, but I don't know. I think, like, Leylines already kind of handle that, at least to an extent. No Leyline, but a lot of other good stuff here. I'm gonna keep this hand. Opponent also kept 7. They have their Nomads. Oh no, hang on. Opponent kept 6. Alright, so, I mean, I'm gonna Thoughtseize here, and we might be dead. Like, if they Force of Will this, then I assume that means we're dead. And that Atraxa means that our opponent is probably dead if they don't kill us here. Okay, they don't have the win. I'm gonna take Force of Will, and they might just top deck the Illusionist. Alright, let's see. One draw step to rule them all. And I mean, if they were to Brainstorm into a counterspell here, or like top decked it, it's not, I guess, even that bad, because we just have another Show and Tell. So I assume, like, it's Brainstorm time unless they actually drew, like, Flusterstorm or Spell Pierce here, or Force, I guess. Okay, that's Brainstorm. And now, if they find Force plus another blue card, then, and a land, then they can, like, Nadu next turn, and then we probably lose, but, well, we'll see. It is also possible that they, like, let Show and Tell resolve, they have Nadu, and that's an immediate 4 cards. And that looks like to be what's happening here. I think in that case, I probably... Where do I start here? If I start with Lorien Revealed, Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Because if they have, if they like Nadu into a force of will here, I would rather resolve my Atraxa. Okay, they're activating nomads and not fetching. I guess they can still do that. Okay, they reveal on Nadu, and then they reveal what? Oh, I guess that was that just one? What just happened? Activates nomads on core, targeting nomads on core. Puts triggered ability, reveals Nadu. Okay, so they only revealed one, and they found force of will. Okay, so I think I'm gonna cast Thoughtseize now. There's a consign to memory. That was actually pretty good because that would have gotten the Atraxa here, but they can still find. They have 3 more looks by my counting here. Okay, here comes 1. That's an illusionist. Here comes 2. That's a plains, so they have 1 more look, and it's an Archamoeba. So I think that means I have what I want here. Yep. Atraxa finds. Oh, that's actually not that great. Ponder, Brainstorm, Omniscience, Fetchland, I guess, and Lotus Petal. Okay. So I'm gonna start with. I think I'm gonna start with the Brainstorm because I have the Fetchland. No, wait, I don't. Shit. This is my second turn. Oh, that was a punt. Yeah, for some reason I thought I was on my 3rd turn here. But we find stock up, which is good. Let's put away show and tell and ponder, or not ponder, I mean blue delta. And I'm gonna ponder first to shuffle here and get a fresh stock up. I draw a show and tell anyways. Let's cast stock up. 2 stock ups, yes please. I think that surely does it here. There's another Atraxa and I guess a force of will. Cast another stock up. Cunning Wish. Yeah, that's it. And Petal, I guess. And we can just Cunning Wish for shared summons. Get Emrakul and get Atraxa. Yeah, we got there. Sweet. Off to a winning start. Let's go for round number 2. All right, on the draw once again here for round number 2. I think I'm going to keep this hand. Only has Impulse as a cantrip, but that still might be fine. Opponent is an Island Ponder deck. Does that mean I have to Thoughtseize on turn 1? Maybe. They shuffle, okay. Ancient Tomb. Alright, I think I'm going to risk the Wasteland here and fetch it Underground Sea and cast Thoughtseize. Okay, so it's another Nadu deck. And it has stock up as well. They shuffled. I could try and mise them here on the Brainstorm. Because they're sort of screwed right now with no green or white mana. I think I'm going to do that. But they do have their combo assembled. And they're just passing. Sweet. So we could try and go through the back door here, which would mean Ancient Tomb. Then our on opponent's end of turn, we Cunning Wish. We get Intuition and pass once more, and then try and win there. But I think maybe I'd rather try and just cast Impulse. Yeah, they're the gambit of taking the Brainstorm is so far paying off, but you don't know, right? Okay, let's take a Ponder here. We don't find Show and Tell, but Ponder is also good. There's a stock up. That's very nice. So if I stock up right now, no, I don't have to go to discard. Yeah, I'm going to do that. They probably have drawn like a Force of Will. Like they've not drawn any lands, right? Okay, I guess not. There's Show and Tell and Ponder, I think. And I'm going to try and Ponder into another like Force or a Thoughtseize. Or maybe just another Show and Tell in case this one gets countered. I think they would have countered the stock up. That's debatable, of course. I think I'll shuffle this. All right, draw Lord revealed. There is the land. Let's see which thing they go with. It is a little bit annoying if they go for nomads. Okay, green suns for 0. That was good. Yeah, because if they go for nomads, I have to consider forcing it because then otherwise the same thing that happened last game would happen where they get the combo in place and then I have omniscience, but then they can like see if they can counter everything I try to play. All right, let's go for the show and tell. Okay, that just resolved. And I'm gonna cast Atraxa here. And now it's the sweet thing where we have the Cunning Wish in case they interact with nomads. Okay. Or not nomads, with Omniscience. Let's take the Force of Will. Yeah, I think they've conceded. Alright, cool. I guess it's the same matchup twice in a row. I'm gonna board the same way. You could argue for bringing in Defense Grid, but with previous sort of combo-y decks, I've not had a good time versus breakfast with defense grids because first of all they get eaten by consigned memory. That's one thing. That's maybe not the biggest deal, but the fact that what would usually happen was that I would resolve my defense grid, pass the turn, and then they would combo off, and maybe just like resolve nomads and Nadu, and then like draw 4 cards, and then 2 of them being lands, whatever, and now they don't even need to have 3 mana open at that point. They just pass into your turn, and then they start like doing it again, and they hit another land. Suddenly they have 3 mana. They've drawn like a million cards. Yeah, so let's bring out the Preordains, the 1 Lotus Petal, and 1 Cunning Wish. I don't know, with this being a Delighted Halfling build, that maybe they aren't like even playing for the combo here. I don't know, the Cephalid combo. I'm going to keep this hand though. It has stock up and a leyline. Opponent is on a mold of 6. The rest of this hand is pretty pathetic though. So let's see. Let's see if the leyline does anything. Green Suns for 0. Okay, so they do have ramp here. They can go turn 2 like Nadu. We draw Ponder, which gives us Force of Will, which is nice. Although I really don't want to lose this stock up, but Teferi. Well, I think I have to get rid of Teferi here. Or just this Force is going to rot my hand. I'm going to Undercity Sewers here and get rid of the stock up. The second ley line, I mean. But yeah, the Teferi could easily be like the bait. Yeah, there's Nadu. And do they also have the Nomads? Yeah, GG's. Not going to beat them drawing 12 cards here, so. Well, the ley lines weren't very efficient there. I think I'm going to board them out. They've also seen them now, which might like make their mulligan decisions wobbly. So let's get in. Yeah, I think basically the cards we boarded out. And let's try this. I like having all petals when on the play because it increases chances of turn 1 show and tell, which I think is a lot better on the draw, or rather on the play than on the draw, where opponents can keep open like Spell Pierce mana, Flusterstorm mana, stuff like that. Days even. Yeah, keep this and hope that Ponder finds a show and tell. Or stock up. Show and tell or stock up. So we have 8 hits here. That's none of it. I think I will take I think I'll take Preordain and then draw the basic island. And then draw the Thoughtseize and cast Thoughtseize. Something like that. Just hope they don't just go with green mana pass. Ponder. Okay. They shuffle. Love that. Okay, Preordain, we know there's a Thoughtseize that we want. And I'll take another Ponder next turn. Top. Force of Will. Ponder. I think I'm going to take the Ponder here. That leaves them with no blue card. And we have a Force. We can Force of Will their Force of Will right now. And Ponder gives them the most looks at stuff. Hedge Maze, okay. They probably play the Halfling, yeah. And they left a card on top. Alright. Ponder it is. It's a Force of Will, I don't want that. I'm gonna shuffle these. Yep. Alright, pass. Misty. So if they just go like to Fairy here, we're like pretty fucked. Green Sense for 3. Do I Force of Will this? If I force, they probably force back if they found a blue card. And if not, then like they're gonna have Nadu, and then they can maybe like resolve Nomads next turn. I don't know. So what happens if I go force? If rather, if I let this resolve, I go Cunning Wish for Intuition. Untap, draw land, pedal and land, and Intuition. No, I think I'm gonna force this. I'm gonna pitch the Cunning Wish. Okay, that just happened. Show and tell. Ponder. No, I think we knew that, right? Jeez. Okay, gonna shuffle. Another Atraxa. That's not good. Alright, pass. And now we're in trouble because they likely, well, I guess they have a blue card, but they were willing to sacrifice it here. Yeah. And they don't shuffle. So now they have blue card, or they have Force and Nomads and then 2 unknowns. And our deck just starts doing what we don't like to see. I think I mean, by now they certainly have blue card to pitch, so we are both trying to dodge them actually just winning the game by drawing Nadu, and then also we have to like find multiple pieces here to beat their Force of Will. Damn. All right, well, they didn't kill us last turn. I suppose that's the one thing to be grateful for. And they put a card on top of their deck, so that's probably not good. Teferi, okay. Teferi's not Nadu, so we're not dead, but it's not looking great. And let's yeah, I think the best thing we can hope for here is like brainstorm that resolves and gets us both like multiple pieces we need, like multiple show and tells or stock up and stuff. Let's put pedal into the graveyard. Come on, please. Well, I mean, the second pedal right now would actually let me hardcast the Atraxa, but they obviously have the Force of Will. Oh, look at that beautiful brainstorm. Wish that was me. Well, they're casting a legendary spell, it looks like. Alright, GG's opponent. Yeah, just didn't come together there. Off to round number 3. This is very risky if we get wastelanded, but we do get the Surveil, and we have Lorne revealed if we find like Ancient Tomb or something. So any land we have, aside from I guess the Mystic Sanctuary, would let us at least cycle Lorne revealed under a wasteland next turn. So I think I'm okay keeping here. We have show and tell. We're missing something to put in, but we have several interesting cards. Opponent found 7 that they like. Here comes Undercity Sewers. We find another land. Let's put that on top. Sweet. Uh-oh. Swamp. I feel scared. Aether Vial. Okay, so it's probably like what? Esper Vial is the name I'm looking for. Alright, so we draw the island. I think I'm just going to lead with the Thoughtseize here. Oh, okay. March of Otherworldly Light, Hull Breacher, Mockingbird. Enter as a copy of any creature on the battlefield with mana value less than or equal to the amount of mana spent to cast Mockingbird. So if you spend 0 mana to cast Mockingbird, less than or equal, it can only copy a creature that costs 0, right? Okay. And then Venser, that's a blast from the past. When you enter, return target spell permanent. I think Venser is the take here, because Venser messes with show and tell the most. I'm just chatting with my opponent because my client started lagging all of a sudden, and I thought it was because I had started up another program on my computer, and my computer like audibly sounds like it's working harder. But I also noticed my opponent was also taking inordinate amounts of time passing priority. So basically, what happens is I try to pass priority, and you see right now where my cursor is, it's my turn because the game clock, the chess clock, is highlighted with blue. Well, meanwhile, my opponent's up here is not highlighted and it's not ticking, right? So if I pass priority, like let's say I click OK here, I pass priority out of my main phase, it passes. See, right now it's supposed to pass. It was supposed to pass the instant I clicked, but see this little wheel spinning here? So my clock is being eaten while I have pass priority, and then the same thing was happening on my opponent's side. I just chatted with them, and they said the same thing happened. Like, look, right now, it also took a little bit of time. It's not so bad right now, but it was pretty bad just before. Okay. I mean, I think I want all of these. At least like the Omniscience. So again, I'm gonna try to work through this lag here. Yeah, so I'm gonna draw stock up, then I'll draw Omniscience for turn. Then I'm gonna have a little bit of an awkward turn where I have to lore and reveal for like another land. And then on the subsequent turn, it's go time. Oh, I didn't even notice this was a Yorion strat. Okay, yeah, Yorion, Espervile, and their hand is, can't remember what Field of Ruin does. Destroy target non-basic land. Each player searches. Okay. I guess this can never be. Yeah, it can be 0 if it's put in off of show and tell, but if it's cast, it's gonna cost 1 at least. Okay, Floated Strand. I wish I had a second. I wish I had a second survey land. Hang on, what did Field of Ruin say? They search their library for a basic land card. Okay, yeah. So they can't like cheese me off of lands this way. And now I pass, and I have to hope. Like my best draw is a Force of Will. Okay, here comes a creature. It's just a 1/1 flyer. Okay, so we know about. There's Field of Ruin. We know about 2 of their cards. And they are a Force of Will deck. Okay, there's Impulse. That's nice. I'm just gonna jam the show and tell here. Alright, that resolves. Here comes Omniscience. I'm guessing they're gonna put in Hull Breacher. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna start off with a stock up here, and if they have something to respond with, I can Cunning Wish on top of that. Okay, I'll grab the Atraxa and a Cunning Wish, I guess. Yeah, this version of Omnitell just craps all over Hullbreacher. Okay, I'll grab a Force of Will and the Thoughtseize. Oh, hang on. This is not stock up. This is this is Atraxa. I get to take more than 2 things. Okay. Thoughtseize. March of Otherworldly Light, I guess. And I'll just get Emrakul. No need to do the instant speed thing here because I mean they probably know that with Cunning Wish in the deck there is the ability to win with Firemind's Foresight and that release stance, but I don't think there's a reason to show it off. So yeah, alright, they concede. Espervile. I don't think I have a lot that I want to board in here. You could make a case for Defense Grid. Yeah. I mean, I don't think they have that much in the way of counter magic aside from Force of Will. Maybe they have some Force of Negations. I think I'm just going to resubmit actually. I am going to keep this, but I'm not loving it. They mulligan to 6. Basic planes, huh? An Aethervile, okay. I do think I want to Thoughtseize right away. Bowmasters and Hull Breacher. I guess I'll take the Bowmasters and leave them with Hull Breacher. Because I want to be able to cantrip next turn. I want to also be able to go like Preordain into Ponder or something and not feel terrible about it. And Hull Breacher is a turn slower. Flooded Strand. There is Atraxa. Force of Will. I think I bought him both of these. I probably have to cast Brainstorm right now. Or I guess I can wait and then Brainstorm with... actually, no, hang on. I don't know. So if I wait, they take up Wild to 2, and then they just pass with 3 open mana. And then I pass and they pass. They have Violet 3. I think I'm going to Brainstorm now. Yeah. Okay. Well, that kind of sucks. Let's put back Sanctuary and Basic Swamp, and we'll pass. Containment Priest. Okay. That shuts off my potential line of Cunning Wish for Intuition for Show and Tell into Atraxa. But we know they have one unknown. Okay. Maybe they're just like going for a Hull Breacher now when I can't interact. Yeah, I think I like that play from them. Okay, so I'm gonna draw land that I don't really want. And then I am gonna cast Ponder to shuffle. Oh, actually no, I don't need to shuffle. I like these. And I want to draw the Omniscience next turn. So I'm gonna Cunning Wish for Intuition. I'm just gonna hope that this is gonna be good enough, and that their plan, whatever it is not gonna come together. They're gonna beat me down to 11. I Cunning Wish. They beat me down to 6 rather. I Intuition, and then I Show and Tell. So like one more creature here changes the math. Brainstorm. Okay. I could Cunning Wish in response, but I don't know. I don't necessarily think it's gonna matter. There's another land. Crap. Oh, okay. They put Yorion into hand. That was not another creature. Maybe they found Force. I don't know. We'll see. They do appear to have just F6 tier. Intuition. Okay. Is there any possible reason to wait with the Intuition? I don't think so. I'm just going to cast it now. And I'll get 3 copies of Show and Tell. I guess my math was all wrong, right? What just happened? Oh, I got 3 copies of Stockholm. Oh my god. Oh goodness me. That was, I don't know, I was just not looking where I was clicking apparently. That's great. Great day in the morning. Okay, well, that's aggravating. Maybe we'll luck out and just draw Show and Tell here. We certainly deserve that. They're not casting Yorion. Well, we can take Mystic Sanctuary and Omniscience, I guess. And we can say any order. Oh god, this was one of the more embarrassing plays I've made. Is there any point in Mystic Sanctuarying up anything here? I don't think so. I just think I have to play this as a land. If I take Intuition here, I still have to top deck a land. I think I would rather like just cast Stock Up next turn. Okay, I have to choose an instant. Okay, I'm gonna choose Stock Up, and then I'm gonna say no. All right, cool. Yeah, what was I thinking? Oh my. All right, let's see. If they have an instant, like a flash threat here, it doesn't matter anyways. All right, Solitude, sure. So their hand was lower. They didn't have the Force of Will, so The show and tell would have won the game. Instead, we go to game number 3. I don't believe I change anything in any regard. So stock up is good, but it's not that good. It's not better than show and tell there. Okay, this is a keeper, and I'm just gonna fetch. Now they are Esperville does play Wasteland. I think I'm actually gonna fetch a basic land here, and I'm gonna get both of these, draw both of these. So if I force of will, it's gonna be pitching Atraxa here, I think. Oh, actually, no, is that true? Probably not. Okay, let's ponder. All right. Well, we have to not get like discarded here, and then we have to be able to win with force of will backup on top of whatever they have, shenanigans. Them passing here makes me nervous that they potentially they could have like a Flusterstorm or at least like several counter spells. So maybe I'm supposed to cast stock up here just to like draw out one of those. There's another stock up, and I guess I'll take Scalding Tarn. I'm taking Scalding Tarn over Blue Delta to not having surgical, but then again, I guess like if they have surgical, then they're just gonna surgical this stock up, which would be very annoying. Oh, did I just speak it into existence? What? What? What just happened? Why are they doing this? What don't I get here? Oh, do they have Ephemerate? They must have, right? Okay. Solitude. Yeah, they must have Ephemerate. I mean, if that's the case, then. Oh, wow, consigned to memory. Wow, what an explosion of resources spewed here. That was very interesting that they chose to go about it that way just to get a solitude into play. Okay, I draw probably the best draw I could have, so we get to know if the road is safe here. Force of will, force of negation, Venser. So okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take the Venser. I'm going to cast Show and Tell. They'll force. They only have one blue card to pitch. And I'll force back, pitching stock up. I think I could take any of the forces and it would still work because we can beat the Venser, like with the trigger on the stack. Force of negation, pitching Hull Breacher. Their hand is March of Otherworldly Light. As an additional cost, this spell also X or less. Yeah, so they can use that. Yeah, so they have a Force of Will and a white card in their hand, and they concede. All right, sweet. 2 and 1. Let's go for round number 4. All right, we're on the play versus Easy Money Marksman, who is a MTGO grinder, usually playing like whatever is the best deck currently. So I'm gonna guess they're on Dimir Reanimator or maybe Moon Zombie. I'm gonna keep this hand. I'm actually just gonna float the pedal in the basic island here and then go for a turn 2 stock up rather than blow the pedal. Because I could turn 1 stock up here, but I think I would rather just go like this. All right, we pass the turn. There is a polluted delta there. So, do I end of turn brainstorm here or just hold on to it? I think I just hold on to the brainstorm. It would be absolutely devastating if they have like spell pierce. I guess not devastating, but it would be really, really unfortunate. Anything other than that, then we're probably a card ahead here. I do wonder if stock up means spell pierce is supposed to see a comeback. Underground Sea. Entomb. Alright, you got it. I could try and brainstorm here, but then that opens me up to days and all sorts of trouble. Alright, they find Gristlebrand. I find Show and Tell and Thoughtseize, I think is the take here. And I'm going to Thoughtseize here. If they have days, they could daze me. I don't know, but I think this is the move I have. Oh, and they just fuck me. Look at that hand. I'm just gonna concede. That's unbeatable. Animate dead and reanimate plus force, double force. Like nothing here is penetrable here. Wow, that is so gross. Okay, I'm gonna take board in the ley lines of the void, but it does come at a risk playing Atraxa myself. But I still think it's what we need to do. I don't mind boarding out impulse here because I don't think there's going to be a need to win at instant speed. Famous last words, and then they have, I don't know, like petty theft with Atraxa on the stack or something, but still. And like, yeah, like I said earlier, it's not like we can't win with without impulse. It just means it's a little bit less likely. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. I have, you'll notice an Atraxa in hand that they can discard, but I also have Brainstorm to hide it. So, so their hand was land, Entomb, Force of Will, Brainstorm, Animate Dead, Reanimate, and another land. That was the 8 cards that they had seen between their 7 card hand and their draw step. That is very enviable. All right, I'm gonna put in the leyline, and I'm just gonna cast Marsh Flats or play Marsh Flats and pass. And they ponder. Okay, happy that's not a Thoughtseize. They shuffle. Okay, good. I hope they weren't planning for a leyline matchup here. I'm gonna get Undercity Sewers. Show and tell, yes please. I mean, obviously, show and tell versus them is dangerous, especially if they have Gristlebrand in hand. Okay, I'm gonna put back Atraxa and the show and tell, and I'm just gonna play my Lotus Petal. That means they don't discard my Lotus Petal. I don't think they would, but now they can't. It also means I can Force of Will and not lose to a Daze if I have to. Okay. And I'm going to draw the show and tell, and I'm going to cast Ponder here. I really want to land. There's a land and a Lorn Revealed. And I don't know, like, right now I don't have Omniscience. Like, I don't have some, like, I'm trying to say, my Atraxa is not in my hand. Neither is my Lorn Revealed, but put Animate Dead in the Exile Zone, in the Void. I'm not going to fetch her. I'm just going to draw the Lorien Revealed, and then I'm going to Brainstorm. If they have, like, Orcish Bowmasters, I think that's okay. I'm not going to fight over it. That was good. Okay, so let's put back Polluted Delta and second Omniscience, I think. And I'm going to try and resolve Show and Tell here. And really hope they aren't holding a Gristlebrand. Tainted Indulgence. Draw 2 cards, discard a card unless there are 5. Okay, so they just get to draw 2, discard 2. That's cool. Not gonna fight over that. They put away why didn't they discard, hang on. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Oh, this is actually just like cycle. It's not looting. Okay. So they discarded the troll. Okay. Show and Tell is resolving. I'm gonna put in Omniscience. And they have Archon. Sweet. Okay. Archon means I'm gonna discard Lorien Revealed. Oh, I just passed priority. That wasn't my intention. Let's cast this Atraxa. Atraxa resolves. Does the trigger resolve? Uh-oh. Looks like they are gonna fight here. If they have a consign, they can't replicate it. I'm gonna force that, yeah. Let's see. Atraxa trigger resolve. Sweet. Let's take a stock up. Take a Force of Will. Take an Omniscience. Take a Scalding Tarn. Okay, so now stock up has to hit something because, like, if I pass here, okay, but it does. It's a Cunning Wish. And let's just Cunning Wish. Yeah, I was gonna say if I have to pass like this, then the Archon kills Atraxa. All right. So we will head off to round number, or game number 3. Yeah, I think I keep in the ley lines. I don't know how much of a pivot they actually run here, or if they are just reanimator. We saw the trolls. That's somewhat of a pivot, but that also gets nuked by leyline. So, this unfortunately is a mulligan. They also mulligan the 6. Okay. Oh, well, you get. Is this the exact same hand? um, I think I'll keep this. I don't want to go down to 6, but like, in this way, they can't like discard us and reanimate, and like, they would also need to be able to like do something about force of will. Okay, they just put in a surveil land. I'm gonna keep up force of will here and pass and be ready to surveil myself. But I don't like my spot here without having a ley line in play. Okay, they don't shuffle like what they saw. Thoughtseize. Okay. So we'll see. They take Atraxa. Okay. So we'll have to be ready to force of will reanimate next turn. Put Island into the graveyard. We don't want that. Ponder. Okay, I'm gonna cast Ponder. So I'm gonna draw the Omniscience here. Play Scalding Tarn, and then I'm gonna stock up next turn. I hope there's gonna be a next turn. If they just have 2 animation spells here, I'm just dead. Or discard into animation. Troll, okay. Another Surveil land. Sweet. Put Island into the graveyard. And they're passing. Okay, that's probably pretty good for us. Okay. I'm gonna stock up here. There is an Emrakul on top, which I guess is not the end of the world if to draw. This has to be a pretty sickening card to see come up here, where we're sort of we're at an impasse here. I guess force of will number 2, and I think Cunning Wish is these are the takes. I'm gonna ponder here. A Leyline of the Void. I don't think Leyline of the Void matters anymore, because if they get an animation spell at any point, they can take Atraxa from my graveyard, and they have Troll in their own graveyard, so I'm going to shuffle these. Third Force. Okay, I'm going to pass. And they're just passing. Okay. A Leyline. I mean, I guess I'll play it. You could argue that I should hold on to it for like brainstorm purposes, but guess there's like non-zero chance that this means that Gristlebrand is not going to resolve. 5 mana. Wow, they're flooding out. And I'll sit on this island. I could Cunning Wish for intuition, that whole thing, but then I don't have something to put in with Omniscience, or like to win with off of Omniscience. Brainstorm. I don't think I fight over this, but it is tempting. Like, if I had another land out so that I could just hard cast a Force of Will and not lose a card, I would at least consider it a bit more than I am right now, because like they were clearly just flooding out and not getting anywhere, spinning their wheels, and now they get to like retexture their hand. But I mean, at least like all their entombs are dead. That's good. All their animation spells were live. That's not good. I wish I could get rid of this Atraxa from my graveyard. I guess I also have to remember that that Cunning Wish also gets like the Force of Negation out of my sideboard, or the I guess Consign Memory. Yeah, it's not the most exciting. I could have chosen to build the sideboard with like a Surgical Extraction or a Flusterstorm in there for sure. I guess it just depends on what kind of matchup you're expecting to see. Animate Dead. So I think I'm gonna Cunning Wish for... So I can Cunning Wish for Consign to Memory. And then that will just have like cost me 1 card. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Force of will. I guess I force of will the animate dead then. They force of will. Consign of memory. Okay, I force of will the animate dead. I guess I should have force of willed so that I didn't even pay attention to that, but if I could have resolved my cutting wish, that would have been nice. Okay, so we're both hellbent. Come on, stock up. Atraxa. So let's see. I have 5 mana. So if I draw another petal, I can hard cast Atraxa. But I do need, it has to be a petal because it has to be mana that makes a like a color. Oh wow, Ponder, that's so scary. Any animation spell here just wins them the game. All because of this Atraxa here. They shuffle though. That's important. Okay, and now they have Wasteland. Okay, so my hard casting of Atraxa is off the table, but I suppose I just get to win then because I am lucky and I top deck Show and Tell. Okay, let's get the other Atraxa, Cunning Wish, Ponder, Lotus Petal, and Polluted Delta. Yeah, I think they're conceding right now. My computer's lagging in that I just won kind of way. Yeah, there we go. All right, cool. 3-1. All right, on the play for the final round. Positive record locked. Let's yeah, let's keep this hand. I'm gonna probably turn 1 Ponder, or it's like turn 1 Thoughtseize. I don't know. Turn 1 Ponder into turn 2 Ponder, shuffle Thoughtseize is just so much nicer. Yeah, let's ponder here. Maybe we find a Force of Will. I do find Force of Will and another land, and eventually another stock up. Okay, sweet. That was pretty good. The feeling you get when playing this deck with stock up is that everything's going to be fine. I know that sounds lame here. What's this? Insidious Fungus? Sacrifice it, destroy an artifact, destroy an enchantment. Draw a card. Okay. Don't much feel like Force of Willing this, but this will mess up my my Omniscience. I'm gonna let this resolve. Omniscience plus a Cunning Wish, and I'm right back in it. But yeah, what I was gonna say is like you it gives you the feeling that you'll find whatever you need eventually, basically. All right, let's ponder. I'll grab. I think I'll grab this second stock up here, and then I'm going to Thoughtseize off of Basic Swamp. This feels like lands or something. Yeah, okay. Life from the Loam. What is this? 6? Whenever this attacks, you may put land, blah, blah, blah. During your turn, non-land permanents cards you create have retrace. Wow, okay. I guess it's the Bowmasters. They also have a Caracas and a Mazavith. Wow, they have creature combat somewhat covered here. Okay, let's take the Bowmasters and pass. Alright, so they play their Wasteland. Bowmasters are gone. So basically, we have to find both Show and Tell and Omniscience and Cunning Wish. But we have a Ponder and 2 stock ups to do so. And there's the Cunning Wish. So 1/3 of the way there. Really happy about not taking that Ancient Tomb from before. If they start showing up with Ghost Quarter and that Life from the Loam, that's going to be a problem. Here's the first stock up. That finds a Show and Tell. And is it another stock up or another, like a Misty Rainforest? I think it's stock up. Like, they have no clock on us right now. Eventually they can like retrace the Bowmasters and whatnot, but I guess they don't even have black mana for Bowmasters. What's this? Okay, they just want to cash this in. That's nice. I guess I wouldn't have needed the Cunning Wish then. Bazooka Bog. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little fun thing here. Me and my play group, and by that I mean like the guys I played with for like 10 plus years of my LGS. Whenever someone plays like Bazooka Bog, right? For a while I couldn't help myself. I would always go like singing that Wham song, the Jitterbug, but just go, Bazooka Bug, Bazooka Bug, and that's what every single time Bazooka Bog is in play versus me, that song starts playing in my head. And if there are people around me, I will frequently start singing it. So now you know that about me. So what is this? Is this 6? Green Suns for 2. What do we worry about here? They probably have something like, um, they probably have, what's his face? Collector Roof. They could have Gaddock Teague. How much does Gaddock Teague mess with us here? It only insofar as casting, it actually does mess with us because we can't win with Firemind's Foresight and stuff. I think I actually Force of Will this. I pitched the Ponder. I'm not sure they would be playing Gaddock Teague. It's not really an invoke card, but I'm not really up to speed with what's in these kind of like, I don't know, like land type decks. Okay. Can I find Omniscience? Purdy, please. Okay, there's a Ponder. I think I'm gonna cast Stock Up first. There's Omniscience, there's Force of Will. That's pretty much all I wanted in this world. So let's pass. We don't even care about a Ghost Quarter because we have a third island that we can find if they were to have Ghost Quarter. Maze of Ith, yep. And Light from the Loom, sure. And we draw a backup Show and Tell. Let's go. They are tapping black mana. Interesting. Did they hit another Bowmasters? You got it. Where we're going, we don't need roads. And don't care about Bowmasters. Let's put in Omniscience. They have 6. I'm just gonna slow roll it here. Not slow roll, but like try to stock up here. Another Omniscience is fine. I guess I don't need it. I can just lure and reveal, draw 3, take 3 damage, doesn't matter. Like, I would like to not show them the Cunning Wish, so if I could find like Atraxa and then eventually find Emrakul, that would be kind of interesting to me. Having said that though, they might have too many permanents and too much Maze of Ith for that plan to work. I don't know, what's the plan here? If I cast Cunning Wish for shared summons, I draw like a bunch of stuff with Atraxa, so that's probably the way to go. They're gonna see the Cunning Wish in anyways. I could just get Firemind's Foresight. Yeah, but let me do that and show off that sort of win condition once in this league. So I cast Firemind's Foresight. I already have the Impulse in hand, so it doesn't really matter that much. Or, it's not the full thing here. So I'm going to get that. I'm going to get Brainstorm. Now, obviously, Brainstorm is going to hurt a bit, but that's fine. So I'm going to start out with Impulse. I want to hit one of my expensive spells. I hit Atraxa. So she costs 7 mana. We have to hope that they don't have something that costs like 7 or more. Here's Brainstorm. Let's put back Ancient Tomb and then Atraxa on top. We take 3 more. And we just yield to this. Okay, so now Atraxa is the top card of our deck. So let's cast Cunning Wish. And we find Release the Ants. So Release the Ants. It requires us to clash with our opponent, and clashing is that both players reveal the top card of their deck. and the highest converted mana cost wins. And then this says if you win the clash, return release of the ends to your hand. So unless the opponent has something in their deck that costs 7 or more, we're going to win all the time, and we get to just keep replaying release the ends. We just have to put Atraxa back on top. Okay, that drew the concession from them. Sweet. Alright, so we're up against a like Mavericky, Landy type deck. Like Leyline of the Void is not a complete hash here. I think I might actually try that at least for one game. And let's board out Preordain and then like a Thoughtseize and I don't know. I guess a Lotus Petal. Even though we're up against like a mana denial deck, like having Lotus Petal mana is fine. Hey, I am not going to pass on this. They do have black mana, so we have to expect like Thoughtseize and stuff, which would be unfortunate, but we have the whole combo here. Show and Tell, put in an Omniscience, and then Cunning Wish. It loses to a Mindbreak Trap, but I mean, they keep 7. I do kind of expect to get discarded here. Well, Forest doesn't cast Thoughtseize. Okay, so this, it requires 2 mana to sack. So there's a chance, but let's just see. We don't get to show until this turn. Alright, I'm going to cast Ponder. I would honestly, I think, most like to find a second Cunning Wish. I think I shuffle these. There's a second Omniscience. Yeah, that's also pretty good. There's Caracas. That still doesn't discard us. Now they get to activate this, but they need priority to do that. So let's see here. If they have something that enters with a trigger, then they can sack this in response. But then I can cast my Cunning Wish in response. This is, what is this, Containment Freeze? Yeah, sure, it's fine. Let's put in Omniscience. Let's put in another Omniscience. I'm going to cast Ponder here to try and not lose to a Mindbreak Trap. So if Ponder can find me like Stock Up. Ooh, Force of Vigor. Wow, okay. Well, now we have to hope they don't have Mindbreak Trap. So Force of Vigor on the stack. We Cunning Wish for Firemind's Foresight. We cast that. Get Cunning Wish. Get Impulse. Get Brainstorm. We start with Impulse. Gets us Force of Will. I mean, we could just also Force of Will this, I guess. Let's cast Brainstorm, and yeah, you know what? Let's put back the 2 lands. Let's cast Force of Will on this Force of Vigor. That's countered. Let's shuffle this. And let's cast another Stock Up. And we find Stock Up and second Force of Will. Yeah, they concede. Wow, 4-1. That was pretty sweet. Alright, so let's debrief on this list. I think it's pretty good, I have to say. Is Stock Up broken? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe, I don't know, a little bit more evidence has to be shown towards that conclusion, but I do think it is very good, and I think it's very good in this deck. Being able to cast it on turn 2 with like soul lands, having it be a kind of tutor when you're looking for combo pieces, and also be a somewhat like a win condition once you have Omniscience, is is pretty sweet. I can't remember if I touched on this in the deck tech, but I did consider playing a Dream Halls just as a way of not like losing to surgical extraction on show and tell, and also just having like a fifth enabler that is castable. Like Dream Halls is lands in this funny spot in this deck where it is both castable. It's blue blue 3, so it's like Force of Will, Lore Revealed, casting cost. So with soul lands and your mana base, you can cast it somewhat like plausibly in like a lot of games. But it's also like something you can show and tell. Like if your hand is like soul land, island, show and tell, dream halls, brainstorm, Atraxa, then that's pretty sweet. Then you show and tell the dream halls, you discard the brainstorm to cast Atraxa, and now like Atraxa finds you omniscience, ponder, blah blah blah, and you then you have omniscience, and so it's sort of like a backdoor omniscience as well. But I'm not sure what I would cut. I do kind of like how this main deck is sort of set up. I really like the mana base as well. I like having 3 basic islands instead of 2, which I initially like dabbled with because I think it enables more reliably Mystic Sanctuary, which I guess didn't really come up in this league, but I think it is. I'm at least, and maybe it's too greedy with the Mystic Sanctuary, I'm not sure. But like Mystic Sanctuary for show and tell is pretty dang powerful, and like so if you get to the point in the game where you have like 3 islands out and you have a fetch land, the fact that you can go show and tell, and then if it gets countered, then you have it again next turn is very good. And then it's also just like synergizes pretty well with stock up, right? Did think a couple of times that maybe I need to have something a bit more like basically either surgical extraction or flusterstorm, something that can cunning wish and then counter like a reanimate or something like that. So maybe that needs to be the surgical extraction. So maybe I need to find space, but having surgical extraction in your sideboard when you also have 4 ley lines just feels a little bit, I don't know. Yeah, and also the 4 ley lines, I'm not really sure how well they serve me here. Having the fact that we play for Atraxa and then just makes it kind of ugh versus Reanimator. There was that whole game 3 where the whole game I had an Attraction in my graveyard because they discarded me on turn 1, and my leyline just felt like it actually didn't really matter at all. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think about this deck. I think it's pretty dang sweet, and I think stock up is very good. Um, at least in this shell, I won't speak to other decks in Legacy. I haven't played it in any other deck, but it does feel very good here. All right, I think that's it for me now. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you like the channel, you like what I'm putting out here, please do me the favor of subscribing to the channel because that really helps and it's free and all that jazz. It doesn't cost you anything. And I think that's it. So yeah, stay safe. I'll be back with some more Legacy. Bye bye.